Hello everyone, welcome to New Gen Politics. Let's talk about an article from military.com titled Army Sees Sharp Decline in White Recruits, and go into the reasons as to why this is happening. According to the article, the Army's recruiting of white soldiers has dropped significantly in the last half-decade, according to the internal data reviewed by military.com. A decline that accounts for much of the service's historic recruitment slump that has become the subject of increasing concern for Army leadership and Capitol Hill. A total of 44,042 new Army recruits were categorized by the service as white in 2018. The number has fallen consistently each year to a low of 25,070 in 2023, with a 6% dip from 2022 to 2023, being the most significant drop. No other demographic group has seen such a precipitous decline, though there have been ups and downs from year to year. In 2018, 56.4% of new recruits were categorized as white. In 2023, that number has fallen to 44%, a 12.4% drop. During the same 5-year period, black recruits have gone from 20% to 24% of the pool, and Hispanic recruits have risen from 17% to 24%, with both groups seeing largely flat recruiting totals but increasing as a percentage of incoming soldiers as white recruiting has fallen. The rate at which white recruitment has fallen far outpaces nationwide demographic shifts. Okay, so that last line is super telling. And it's very important to this topic because what it's saying is that although there is a demographic shift in this country, I think we all know that the United States is becoming less white overall proportionally, the rate at which the military is becoming less white is far exceeding that demographic shift in the United States. So for some reason, specifically, white people no longer want to serve in the military. And the rate is dropping exponentially. So why is this happening? What is causing white people to not want to serve their country anymore? Well, I think the most obvious answer is this country is actively and openly anti-white. Despite being the majority in this country, through DEI initiatives, affirmative action, and even just open calls by our government, this country has become actively anti-white, saying all white people are privileged and they should have white guilt and that they're unwanted and unneeded. And so if you are told that you're unwanted, unneeded, privileged, all these other things, why would you sacrifice for a country that treats you that way? Why would you sacrifice for a people that treats you that way? So it's no wonder you're seeing this huge decline in white population in the military. And what's really shocking and interesting about this, something even I didn't know, is that although there is the recruiting crisis going on, the only demographic that's really seeing a decline is white people. It's not unanimous across the board that each demographic group is signing up less and less. Actually, their numbers are staying about the same. The reason they're growing in percentage is just because white people are becoming less of a percentage. It seems to be overwhelmingly that the military recruitment crisis is caused by a sheer decline in white people signing up. And if you look at the military's recruiting over time, the last decade specifically, how they're pushing diversity, how they're saying white people are less needed, especially white men, they're not even represented in the ad campaigns anymore. So why would they sign up? You're not signing up to fight and defend your country. You're signing up to go through DEI programs. You're signing up to be told how evil you are constantly. That's not something very many people want to take on, especially seeing how the military already has several detriments to it for everyone who joins. Several sacrifices that have to be made. And again, why would you sacrifice for people who don't care about you or seem like they don't care about you, who openly hate you? You wouldn't. And obviously, they're not going to. And so what has happened with this? Is the military blind? Is the government blind to these issues? Well, no, actually, because recently we've started seeing a reemergence of white people in marketing. Famously, about a month ago, you had that advertisement of basically all white men in a military ad, which hasn't happened in decades. Because why? What are they doing? They're trying to get white men back in. Because they're a huge and important portion of our military. They're vital. They're needed. They're wanted. Well, at least wanted enough to be used. I'm not saying diversity in the military is bad, but it doesn't need to be encouraged. Diversity should happen naturally. The best of the best should rise through the ranks. And it should be a place for all people to be welcome as long as their goals are the same. But the goal of making something diverse is not the same goal as protecting and defending our country with the best we have to offer. The military has become a joke. It's become a political nightmare. And that responsibility is not on the soldiers themselves. It's on our government. It's on the top leaders of the military that have been elevated to these positions they don't belong in, making decisions that are not right for the people underneath them or the people they're meant to protect. So I think we're going to see this huge swing back in marketing and advertising, this huge drive to recruit white people. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think I'm right about these reasons? Do you think there's other ones? Do you think it's bad that white people aren't signing up for the military anymore for one reason or another? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.